Hi, I'm Helena. I was a former youth ambassador for CAMHS, and I was also an ex-service user. So I was put under the care of CAMHS from about April 22 until July 2023. And they really are kind of what saved my life. And helped me through recovery of anorexia. And now I produce radio and podcasting. What motivated me to get involved with the Best for You, and specifically the YouTube project, was the fact that I think online there's a lot of resources which aren't necessarily truthful to people's experiences of recovery, especially with anorexia and what I've been through. Obviously, social media is, you hear the buzzword, it's a highlight reel, and you don't see things from an honest perspective. So I think actually getting the chance to be that voice, if you want to call it that, and let people kind of hear the truth about recovery and how it's not linear, and that that's okay, and that social media can affect people really negatively. I think it just felt good to do something that was real and honest, and for it to come from somewhere professional so people could go to it and know that what we were saying was transparent. ARC and the Rubens Young People Centre is super nice guys, super gorge. They have artwork on the walls. It's super friendly. It's really, really lovely to walk in there. And also the most noticeable difference for me was how quiet it is. My experience of hospital was very noisy, a lot of beeping and just chaos, like carnage. But we walked in this space and the general environment was so nice. Like you just walk in and you just feel relaxed. And obviously that makes a huge difference for patients, but I actually even think in terms of family visiting, it would have put them at such ease as well, because my parents obviously did not enjoy the experience of having to come and visit me, because it was, you had all this chaos and noise. With the Rubens Young People Centre, there are different rooms. So there are mental health rooms, which would have been amazing if I had that in the hospital I was at. And there were playrooms as well for, I think, under 8s and over 8s. So it just meant that everyone kind of had a room where they belonged, because that's the other issue is sometimes when I was 16 at the time and you're not really considered a kid. So I think being put on the children's ward felt a little confusing, but actually having those rooms kind of would have given me somewhere to feel a bit less lonely, like I belonged. I think the work of ARC is absolutely phenomenal. I think if I could have had access to it, it would have been a game changer. Something a lot of people struggle with is that transition from hospital setting to home. So for me, it was easier to be at hospital being fed by nurses, because I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like they're doing their job. I can't really be mad at them. But at home, it was like, oh, from my parents, that's a choice. Like they don't have to feed me. They don't have to make me quote unquote miserable, but they are, and that's a choice. And I actually think ARC would have been such a happy halfway medium situation where it's kind of like, oh, okay, my parents are here with the nurses, they're feeding me together. It kind of creates, I guess it kind of merges that boundary a little bit. And then it would have actually helped me see my parents as fulfilling their job role too as a parent. For Best for You to continue with their difference, they just need to expand. I think we just need more. We need more. I think what's been done here with the Rubens Young People Centre, if that could be in every hospital, I think that would make such a massive difference. I think it would make so many people feel less lonely, just actually having space dedicated for patients and for patients' care, instead of being what feels like cooped up in your hospital bed, actually knowing, okay, there's a room I can just go to and seek refuge in for an hour. Even if it's literally just to sit there, it's just a change of scenery. So I think more of it, and even ARC, like just more ARC locations, I just think having it in more locations is just going to help with so many more patients, and making so many more people just feel a bit more seen and a bit more comfortable.